The parsha this week, Parshas teitzei, talks about war, at least in the beginning, and one more time, and in the previous parsha as well. 3 paragraphs in all. And the laws for these 3 paragraphs are truly about real war and the ramifications and what you need to do and how to conduct yourself in the battle, around the battle, all sorts of details. However, like many of the passages of the Torah, there's a secondary meaning or more meant to bring out spiritual lessons that we need to learn. And so when the parsha says that you will go out to battle against your enemy, it's being personal. It's your enemy that's being discussed, not anyone else's enemy. And it's in the singular. You know, you can be singular and plural, and also your can be singular and plural. And here it's singular, indicating that it's your personal, as we just said, your personal enemy. Who's your personal enemy? Hopefully most people don't even have an enemy. But we believe that everybody has an enemy. It's the enemy that puts him in danger. It's his spiritual enemy, what is usually called in Hebrew the yetzer hara. English, we usually call it the evil inclination, but the correct way to understand it and translate it would probably be the inclination that inclines towards evil, meaning it itself is neutral, like an animal desire. But sometimes the desire will be for something that is prohibited to do, and sometimes the desire will be for something permitted or commanded to do. But since there are so many ways to sin and so few ways to do what's right, therefore it tends to get you in trouble, and we call it the inclination that inclines towards evil. And basically, the battle against one's inclination that inclines towards evil is constant, day in and day out. And our sources even teach that everybody has a particular inclination, a particular yetzer hara. That's their lifelong challenge, or maybe a decades-long challenge. It might change from one decade to the next. When people are younger, frequently lust is the biggest problem. And when they're more middle-aged, money and jealousy is their biggest problem. And when they get to be old, like me, well, then ego and vanity and the desire for honor might be their biggest challenge. And so the goal is for everybody to identify what's their lifelong challenge or their particular challenge and go to war against it to conquer it and make yourself a better Jew, which is the goal. I always tell everybody that the goal of a Jew is to be a better Jew. Good Shabbos.